Hello, everybody. This is Alan again, talking to you from my home base, speaking to you live. Gonna be a busy stay at home week 10 parking lot series, week 6. First, I hope you're staying home safely. Here in California, obviously, we're still on not ready to reopen yet, so we're still doing our own thing, our own program, where we can line dance as safe as possible. All right, as I promised, I guess to some of you who's been listening to our Zoom classes, to this week is big because we're honoring Jo Thompson. A lot of stories to tell, and it took me a while to really, choose the dance that we're gonna feature this week. Only because somehow, I always call it written in the stars, right? Some of you will know my story that I only learned or started to dance when I took over, my mentor, who now is resting in peace in heaven, Jim McDonald, 2006. That means I was dancing with him in 2005, late 2004. The thing about Jo Thompson is, I guess he was famous already, truly famous in that era when I came in. Because the two dances that I'm going to feature is number one, Come Dance With Me. Actually, that's the second that I learned. The first is Dizzy. The first hard dance that I may call. And there's a third, actually, that I'm going to discuss, but it's not going to be done this week in our group because it's so basic. First, the story about Dizzy. It was the first challenging dance that I encountered, but because everybody loves it in Napa. In fact, recently I just checked with Loretta, the wife of Jim McDonald. She confirmed that that's still her favorite, that both of them never met Jo Thompson, and they never been to a convention. And I think when Jim McDonald retired from being a principal of the school at the time, for 25 years, I believe, then he took over. He went to line dancing instruction. So, and I think he did it for like 15 years. And that's when he retired officially. And that was actually on their golden anniversary in September of 2006. That's when I came into the picture. But anyway, that dance was her favorite. And then they never got to know Jo Thompson. So it's kind of in an honor that I learned that during the time. And then by the time I went to the Bay Area in 2009 or 10, we already recorded it to our own music. You will see it in my referral links, okay? We've been doing it to Rihanna's We Found Love. It's a fun dance that I did with the South City group, Level 2. Okay, that's Dizzy. Come Dance With Me, I never knew it was her work. But somebody requested it, or somehow it became part of our class. And so we were doing that already. I wasn't really a big fan of country at the time. It really has a country feel to it. It's always a rumba or foxtrot. I apply it to actually and I was talking to my wife last night about this. 2010, I believe we went to LA for a reunion, her high school reunion, and I was teaching them the Come Dance With Me pattern. At that time, I call it foxtrot scissors because of the foxtrot rhythm and then so many scissors. And I apply it to Crazy Little Thing Called Love by Michael Bublé because we were a fan of Michael Bublé. I have to find that video because this is prior to YouTube and recording and everything else, but it's somewhere in a camera that was done using the 8 millimeter video. Okay, so that's one. Recently, obviously, we're using Crazy Little Thing Called Love for something else, which brings me to a second dance that we're going to feature, okay? So the main feature for this week is Come Dance With Me because it's easy for me to teach, and Forever Cool. Now, Forever Cool, would you believe was last year? It's only last year that I brought it to class. And then we use Crazy Little Thing Called Love. So it's also on YouTube. Why is it important? because Forever Cool was part of the 2013 Vegas dance explosion. So there were four dances that I saw when I met Jo Thompson. Amazing Grace I See, Forever Cool, Showstopper, which again is another story to tell, and Love Lifted Me Waltz. It's on this book. So definitely I would like to touch all of them. So you know what I'm driving at is there's so many selections that I could bring just to honor Jo Thompson. And really, it's almost like, okay, I've been dancing since 2006. By the time I met her in 2013, we were learning new steps, new rhythm, new pattern, intricacy. In fact, Showstopper, because it's so difficult at that time, obviously. I only brought it to class 3 years later. And we applied to Black Eyed Peas, Where's the Love? Again, it's on YouTube channel. What else? Love Lifted Me Waltz is something that I love, but, we can always do that another time. To Kenny Rogers' song. What else is happening? Why we are so honored to do this for Jo. She has all the influences among all the dances that we follow. I really found all her influences to be very useful to our growth and development. Some of you will already know that we've done the harder dances recently. Pull You Through, Get Wild, so many selections that she has done, collaborating with other professionals and so on and so forth. But not until we went to Pikes Peak in 2017, which is really she's the main, I guess, organizer or leader of that convention group. 2017 is when we went to Pikes Peak. We got to meet Cheryl Bingham and the rest of the crew. Really, that's how I got to know that she was a cancer survivor. So I'd admire her. And then now I have another link because I am a big supporter of American Cancer Society Relay for Life. So after 2017, she has become part of our kind of honor board where we honor the survivors. And I obviously memorialize our friends because I lost my parents to cancer and my wife's dad too. And recently, of course, I lost my brother and my brother-in-law. So that's why I'm always being supportive of Relay for Life. So that takes care of that. Now, that's the two main dances we're going to feature for the how-to, because we can only do so much on our Zoom class. Our bonus selections. This is tough. There's so many selections, but I want to, again, because of stories to tell, if we run out of time in Zoom classes, I may have to do this more like a video presentation. My assistant Caroline chose Midnight Waltz, so we're going to bring that Midnight Waltz. However, and I know that she was referring to that when we went to Dancing for the Dream last year in Sacramento. However, I plan to use what actually was taught. We learned that already also in Napa years ago. Again, not until recently that I brought it to San Bruno Senior Center. And when Jo Thompson released that in July 1999, because it's a 1999 dance, I learned that in Napa through Jim using Dream On, Texas Ladies. I love that song, okay? John Michael Montgomery. And Jo Thompson recommended that for the partner version, I think, of the couple dance. No, it's one of those options. Not necessarily couple dance. So that's what I'm going to use. It's a waltz, so you can use whatever you like. Dancing for the Dream, I think she recommended Somebody Loves You by Scooter Lee. Dizzy is a good story to tell, as I've said, because I learned this even before I got to know her, years later. 8 years later. And the another one is Land of Enchantment, okay? Because enchantment is also something I learned before. And then when I went to San Bruno, another mentor who passed away recently, Rudy, was teaching it. He was doing a simple version. I like the Jo Thompson Intermediate Rumba, which we did also 2 years or 3 years ago, using Mañana de Carnaval. But we're going to record it too. Since it's already on YouTube, our own version or application, we're going to do the original enchantment that Jo Thompson made it for. Land of Enchantment by John Michael Murphy, I believe. Michael Martin Murphy. Okay, so that's the plan. Then, if there's time permitting, there's something that I want to add on. Okay, so all 5 dances of Jo Thompson, I'm going to try to squeeze in Havana. There's a story to tell about Havana, okay? Again, switching now to Rudy, the person who passed away early May that I found only last week. See, when I went to his class in 2009, moving here, so I was taking notes. One of the dances that he was teaching was Closer Walk With Thee. I went to kick it, it's not there. So apparently this is one of those dances that he said he made, but I guess it went with him to his grave, okay? So nothing is posted anywhere. So I made notes. This is the dance that I kind of like the step. Remember, that was the era where I'm trying to blend country from Jim McDonald. 95% of what I learned from Jim McDonald's country. And Rudy's teaching ballroom line dancing. So I was trying to blend whatever steps, I can pick up from him. That's the one I make notes on the side, I know that, lately, after that, he blamed me from stealing the steps. But I'm just trying to learn. So, after about 6-7 months, I believe, getting to know him, 2010, maybe a year later, for our anniversary, year 4, I honored him, actually. We gave him an award with Jim McDonald as recognition. Our friend David Canepa, then the mayor of Daly City, was our guest of honor, and he awarded him with a recognition. And I said, Rudy, I'm going to surprise you with your dance, but we're going to change the music. I did. That's what I'm trying to record now. Because since then I was teaching it in my early classes using Kenny G. That's why I call it Havana. He got mad. He said, how come I changed and I sabotage his dance? So anyway, that's the long and short of that story. Now that he's gone, and since the steps that he made was not on Kick It anyway, and it's my own music application, I submitted it, and it's already on Kick It, okay? And so we're going to try to record that for posterity, even though we've done this in the past. I call it Havana Rumba 2010. At that time, Rudy calls it 64 count. I reduce it to 32 because I'm using 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. So 4 sets of 8. Easy. 1 wall. So I think we can even use it like a cool down. So that's my bonus number 4. So I said it's going to be a busy week. So 2 main feature dance. Come dance with me. Forever Cool. Forever Cool, I'm going to use Ain't That a Kick in the Head. I made a mistake on this one. By Dean Martin. Dream On, Texas Ladies for Midnight Waltz. Dizzy by Scooter Lee for Dizzy. Land of Enchantment for Enchantment. And Havana for Havana Rumba 2010. Okay? I'm going to do some how-tos tomorrow morning in time for the Zoom class tomorrow on a Tuesday. But trust me, there's so many links in here. Other than the links, I'm going to try to simplify it for you. Okay? Have a good day. Have a nice, happy Memorial Day to everybody. And welcome to week 10, Parking Lot Series, week 6.